Send Renika though. So what can she listen?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Relationship Rhetoric. I'm your host, unapologetically Angela. Thank you so much. You know, when I go in late, it's always something. I'm always dealing with um, an entertainer, a creative. You know, there's really no time schedule when you are dealing with people who are creative and expressive. I'm really excited about today. I'm waiting on her to get situated and everything. I'm really excited about today because today is really not to me going to be a formal interview. It's more going to be a conversation. It's going to be a conversation with my daughter, who I see as a sexy Instagram influencer. She just dropped her first single, and she is really at a place where she is expressive, where she is becoming comfortable with who she is and her body and being okay. You know, when we're using social media as a platform to actually develop comfort and to get to a place where you are no longer within this box, you know. And so as a mother, seeing my child open up and develop and blossom, I was speaking to someone earlier. You do get, you know, that resistance because you gotta, you know, oh my God, express yourself, be free, do you. But then you also, as the mom, are like, is that booty meat I see on social media? You know, so you have to be able to be all of that and encompass them, especially when they get to a certain age, you know. So I think that my daughter and I have a relationship now where if something happens, I can come in and be like, hey, was that really your butt I saw on Instagram today? So that's where we are. And so we talk all the time, but it was just great for me to have an opportunity to consider her a sexy Instagram influencer, just watching her grow and watching and see how beautiful she is at this point. So for those of you who do not know, I do have a daughter and her name is Tangela.
Hello. Hi, Mom.
How are you, daughter?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Good. You look great.
Thank you so much. Look like my mama.
I appreciate you being on the show.
No problem at all.
So when I told you that I wanted to interview you as being a sexy Instagram influencer, do you remember the first thing that you said?
I don't remember the first thing I said, but I do. I can feel the first thing that I felt.
What was the first thing you felt?
Resistance, because I was like, I'm not an influencer. I don't have that many followers.
And that's the first thing you said. That is the first thing you said. I am not an influencer. So what do you think an influencer is?
I would think that it's someone who has a sizable following, and I would guess a person who has an impact on people, who has an impact in shifting people's mindsets, lifestyles, self-perception, things of that sort.
Okay. And so you don't feel like, okay, let's forget the followers. The second half of the influencer, you don't feel like you have that capacity?
Oh, no, I do. Okay. I do feel as if I have that capacity.
Okay. So talking about where you are now, did you ever expect that you would be where you are?
Yeah, honestly. I think that, and you can attest to this, since a child, I've always been out there. And I've always out there in the sense that I'm going to be me. I'm going to identify with my ideal sense of beauty, and no one's opinion, no one's issue with it is ever going to become my issue. Although it may hurt me on the surface, you know, it never moves my spirit. I always proceed forward in what Tangela knows to be true to Tangela. So yeah, I can say that I have, and I expect to be even further along very soon, you know.
Okay. So when you say true to Tangela, what does that look like?
Being true to Tangela is oftentimes that initial gut reaction. When I have the inclination to be like, oh, I'm gonna change my nails this week, or I'm gonna get these tattoos. It was spur of the moment. Every single tattoo idea I've had, every piercing, every haircut, every hairstyle, it's always I get the download and I go with the download. There's no time to question, no time to oh, what is such and such gonna think? Or, oh my God, my booty meets on Instagram. What are my parents gonna think? At the end of the day, I know myself. And I happen to know me better than everyone around me. And it can get me in trouble sometimes, but being true to Tangela also means being a bit hard headed. But I'm also not afraid to skin my knee and turn around and ask for a band-aid and shea butter and whatever else is needed, even if I in the sense that I've, been disobedient or haven't followed the advice given to me and I've needed to come back and say I'm sorry. Because that's also Tangela being authentic.
Okay. Okay. So, and I mean, of course, a lot of these questions I know the answer to, but how long do you feel like music has been in you?
Forever. Like a really long time. I think that it's hmm, yeah, for a very long time. I think that it's also been something that I fought because it hasn't always made sense. It's almost like when you are so young, when you realize what it is that you want to do with your life, it begins to feel like a selfish pursuit because there are times where there is no struggle involved. And
Mm,
I think that, having struggle tied to purpose is something that we're conditioned to believe, but it doesn't always hurt to follow your purpose. And I think that that's something that I'm learning now. A lot of the pain that I'm anticipating is often self-inflicted, and people are a lot more willing to support and not a lot more willing to buy into what you're selling than you may think. It's just, have you bought into it?
mm.
And that's, I think, the space that I'm in, and why, the pictures may be a bit risque, but it's not pornographic. It's always going to have an artistic spin to it. So yeah, music's always been within me, and it's always teaching me something.
So, when you were posing for the pictures,
Yeah,
nowhere in your mind did you say, my mom follows me or my aunt follows me on Instagram?
I did. Absolutely. Every time. Every time I'm about to post something, that comes to mind.
Okay. And that doesn't stop you from expressing
No,
your truth. I guess
it
that's what
can't.
I call it.
Yeah, it can't. I think when it gets to I don't know, just like we have to practice discernment with people and situations in our lives, like I have to practice discernment. If there's I know my limits,
Hmm.
and along with those limits comes just a bit like, I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to embarrass, y'all either. But at the same time, your boundary for what I do that may be embarrassing, maybe a little bit closer to the chest than mine is. And yes, my aunt follows me, my dad follows me. My dad has a million friends in the Memphis music scene, and to some extent, I don't care. And I don't mean that in a way of being like disrespectful, but I feel as if anything in my life that I can look back on at this point at 26 and say that I'm disappointed in is the amount of regrets that I sit with. The amount of times where I did not put my best foot forward. And oftentimes my best foot was the foot that I was scared to step out on, was the move that I was horrified to make, was the opportunity that I didn't take, or the for instance, the reason why I'm posting pictures like this, it has nothing to do with, wanting to get attention, but it has more to do with just my acceptance of my body as is. When you go from being a ballerina, I was a dancer 24/7, and I've gained some adult weight, and I'm not, a twig anymore. But that has, in so many ways, caused me to be insecure about my body. And so I wanted to place myself in beautiful situations and beautiful settings with beautiful filters and artistic alien like how it was a challenge for Tangela to say, hey, you're going to think that this is beautiful regardless. On your fitness journey, because I now have a trainer, on your fitness journey, why wait until your body is perfect? Why wait until your body is what you think, it's supposed to look like at this moment. Does that mean not love it now? You're on your way, and you know what you're on your way to. So smile while you're on the way to it, and shake a little ass and
Yeah. 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 Let's talk about the song I'm a Lady and I Like It Dirty. Let me put a pause right there. People are commenting on these eyelashes and
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Talk to me about the song I'm a Lady and I Like It Dirty.
It was so funny. Like, I was down bad with COVID when I wrote it. I had a lot of time to sit and think. And, COVID affected all of us in various ways. And one thing that it helped me to understand is wow, I have been so passive in living my life, and passive in sharing my truth, and being an artist. It's like, okay, you're an artist, but you're not sharing your art. You're an artist, but you're not being proud of who Tangela is, and your life informs the art a lot of times. And so Dirty was a song where I just wanted to be frank about sex and my relationship to sex, and courting partners, and what it means as a woman to also be, hey, I can go out on be on your arm and look real cute, real nice, polite when I meet your kin. Got the best advice when I'm with your friends. But I let my freak flag fly on the weekend. Like, when it's time to turn up, it's time to turn up. And that's okay. And I think that it's important because for a while, I dealt with shame in the area. Like, oh, sex comes with so much shame. And I'm like, look, I don't want to deal with that anymore. I don't want to carry that weight anymore. And although I still carry that weight, I don't want any young lady who looks up to me to carry that weight. I'm not condoning promiscuity, but I had to go through promiscuity to get to a level of sexual security, and to figure out what it is that I liked, what it is that I enjoyed. I know women older than me who have not the slightest clue what they like, but are relying on a partner. In my mind, that is such a disservice to oneself. And so the Dirty is an anthem for women to embrace their sexuality and understanding of their own bodies. Because oftentimes I hear stories of just women relying on men or whoever their partner is to be responsible for their pleasure. And we are also responsible for that.
That is very true. That is very true. Okay. So you come back home because of COVID.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How has that transition been?
Honestly, it has been rough, and you can attest to that. But it has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. In a while, I had goals that I struggled to achieve while I was back home in Boston that I've achieved within the 8 months of me being home. And it's easy to sleep on the importance of environment and who you surround yourself with and the places that you find yourself. Like, the moment I returned home, I began to shed so many layers and so many coping mechanisms that were helping me to survive in Boston that I no longer needed here, because there wasn't so many like threats. So yeah, it's been amazing. I met some incredible people, got to connect with family members, and just to be surrounded by unconditional love, while also, being very much confronted with myself in a lot of ways. The return home was a return home in a lot of ways. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to Memphis. It turned into everything that I needed it to be. And we don't always know what's good for us. Until God presents an opportunity to us, and for us to evolve through. And who would have ever known that returning home would influence my mental and emotional health this way? And being close to my mother, like, it's been a blessing to be able to watch you thrive and watch you just be you unapologetically, and that has influenced me in a lot of ways. It's so funny, people look at the pictures like, oh, what does her mama think? Oh, what does her daddy think? I'm like, y'all don't know my parents. Y'all have no idea who my parents are if you sitting here surprised about what's on my Instagram page and what's coming out of my mouth.
Yeah. And sometimes as being your mother, people have to understand when they allow their children to just be. Of course we have boundaries. Certain things were non-negotiable, but allowing you to nurture who you truly are.
Yeah.
You have to realize that you do grow up. And so, I'm proud of you. I'm extremely proud of you. I still see my newborn when I look in your eyes. I told you that this weekend, so much was going on, but for you to come and look eye to eye and face to face with me, I was like, dang, those are the eyes of the baby that came out of my vagina. Sorry, guys. Our conversations are very candid at this point in the game with us. So,
yeah.
So you said you love Memphis, but do you see yourself being here in Memphis long?
No, I'm already making plans to leave. And I would love to have a home here. I would love to be able to come home, but I don't. Much like when I was growing up as a kid, y'all always knew that I was going to leave. Yes, this would be a safe space for me to return and of course be with my family. But as far as work and my career and my aspirations in life, no, I have to be the butterfly that I am and do my thing.
Yeah. Okay. So 5 years from now, where do you see yourself if you even look that far?
That's so funny. I don't always look that far, but I know that I've had the same goals. I want to be a performing artist. Period.
That's been your, since 6, 7, 8 years old. That has definitely held true to what you want to be. So when you do become famous and reach the goal that you're trying to reach, because you're definitely on your way, what are the things that you feel like you're going to do for your community or for people and, that are going through or went through the Soulsvilles and went to Berkeley and things of that nature? What do you think you, as going through the process, what information or advice could you provide for them?
As of late, I've been thinking a lot about, especially since returning home, the significance that the Stax Music Academy held for me. And I've heard a lot of things about, what's going on at the Stax Music Academy. And I haven't been pleased by all of the things that I've heard, but I don't want to judge the space simply because of, what I'm hearing now, if I don't have the ability to come back and offer true assistance right now. I would love to be able to create a space where alumni can come back and have positions of power there, to have an influence on the younger students that are coming in, because it was an amazing incubator for young artists in Memphis to go and express themselves and grow and expand. The reason that I even got to Berkeley was because of the Stax Music Academy. And I think that continuing to create a pipeline from places like Memphis to Boston, but also through school, through Berkeley, I would love to make sure that Stax has a heavier hand in how the students go while they are attending institutions like Boston that are predominantly white. I wasn't prepared for things like that, and so I look at some of my own experiences and I think, where could I have used a bit more assistance from my home base? And so as I continue to think about that, I'll write a bit more on it. But I know for a fact that as far as the pipeline from Memphis to Berkeley, I really want to do more to assist students as they move through their education at institutions like Berkeley.
Okay. So give us just a little bit about your experience at Berkeley.
It was a lot. Like we speak very candidly about that experience. It's so funny. The Soulsville Charter School was an amazing institution. I think academically they gave me what I needed, a solid foundation to get through school, as far as my education goes, but no one ever tells you that life continues. Life continues to happen. You will grow and go through things that have nothing to do with your classes. And I think that that's something that I underestimated. When Big Pop first got sick, I noticed a decline in my mental and emotional health because he's like my dad, and it was crazy balancing being in a space, being so grateful to be on full scholarship, first of all, to also losing something incredibly important at the same time. So I ended up going through a lot of trials that challenged my identity.
Mm.
And I was a really big fish in a small pond, and then you go somewhere that's incredibly competitive. And granted, it was an amazing challenge. If I had not have gone, Boston toughened me up in a lot of ways, a lot of ways, even though I still have, my emotional hangups when it comes to what it is that you want to do, and who it is that you desire to be, and who you believe you're destined to become. It takes going through a grinder like Berkeley to come out this way, you know. At least for me, that was the lesson that I needed to learn and what I needed to go through. But I always say I learned so much more about myself than I did about music.
Mm.
I'm for real. It's crazy. Don't get me wrong. I learned a lot about music, but when you go through some of the stuff that I did, it's like, whoa.
Yeah,
Tangela.
college is like an initiation.
It is. It is. But I learned how strong I am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I really did.
And the graduation was phenomenal.
Crazy. Missy Elliott, Justin Timberlake. Insane.
It was amazing. It was
Insane.
amazing. We left there on an amazing high.
We did.
Um, so what do you think keeps you balanced? What keeps you grounded?
What keeps me grounded? I really think that, and I've noticed this a bit more lately. Keeping myself up doing my makeup keeps me grounded. Like getting up, making sure my nails look good, getting a haircut, putting my glitter in my hair. These are war paints. These are things that I use to adorn myself. My tattoos keep me grounded. My creative expression, anything that I do body modification wise, be it makeup, tattoos, piercings, lipstick, gauges, they keep me in my body in a way that I never considered until more recently. Like I love decorating myself. I love decorating the world around me. And so I kind of approach my body and the world around me in the same way. Like I'm kept my 10 toes are always down when I can get dressed. Be it, in my more boyish ways or when I doll it up.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is a process. It has been a process since she was in high school and was allowed to wear makeup. If you need to get in the bathroom, let it go. Because she is not coming out of there until she's finished. And it's a process. And I've learned to honor and appreciate that because she could run up to the store for some chips and she's going to look like this. And I'm like, dude, can you just put on some jogging pants? But anyway.
And some days I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get it. So are you excited about the rest of your music being born?
I am so excited. This is crazy. Like it's unreal. One, how much music I have, and how on time things are. Like I felt years ago, oh, I should have been put out music. Oh, I should have been. And it's just like
we live in North Memphis. It's okay.
we do. It's all right. No, I feel like I should have been put out music. I should have this, that, and the other. I should have thought that, and it's just like no time would have been more perfect than now. Like there's God's timing is always so much sweeter.
Yeah.
Because I stay with stuff. I'm so damn impatient. I'm just like, come on, Lord, universe, somebody. It's, what's happening? You know, just always trying to rush, but nope. Patience is truly a virtue, and I am so happy that I've been patient.
Okay. Okay. Patience is beautiful. Um, so have you looked at your booty neck picture on Instagram?
Yes.
And when you look at it, do you feel what let me just say this. What emotion do you feel when you look at it? When you see it?
Just the booty meat? Like I don't look at it in isolation necessarily because I look at my makeup. I look at the process. I look at where I was when I was taking doggone pictures. Like I was upstairs in the abandoned apartment, you know, just going off. I felt empowered. I felt so strong. And I felt beautiful. I remember when people used to tease me for not having no ass. You know what I mean? And like I appreciate my body and what it is. And so I look at it and I feel absolutely gorgeous. I am 5 feet tall, but I look like an Amazon in that picture. And I feel huge. I feel beautiful.
Okay.
Nothing, no shame, no nothing.
Good. 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 Very nice. Very, very nice. So if you could end this interview with only 3 words, just to leave a statement, what would you say?
Service your cervix.
I cannot stand you.
That's my tip of the night.
Cervix, your cervix. Okay. I mean, I asked, huh? I love it. I love it. Well, I want to let you know that I'm very, very proud of you. I'm really trying to find another word because something about the word proud doesn't just fit. But I'm grateful to be your mom. I really am enjoying watching you grow, watching you develop, watching you go through the ups and downs and the chiseling that happens to, birthing a beautiful stone. So continue to be expressive, continue to listen to spirit. And I'm not concerned about what you're going to post and what you're going to say because I know who you are at the core.
Yeah.
So my show this week was Sexy Instagram Influencers. And whether you know it or not, you have influence. You hit Instagram real quickly and real hard. And so that is influence. That is influence. And I'm really proud that you are embracing your sexy.
Thank you, Mom.
Last question. What do you think? What do you feel when people say to you, oh God, you look just like your mom? I hear that all the time. I know it's the garbage cans going down.
I just be like, damn right. My mom looks beautiful. She's gorgeous. Look at her teeth. Look at her skin. Look at the bald head. She spat me out. Like literally spat me out.
Do you think we look alike?
I think we're alike in essence. I don't think we look alike. Like we don't, look like twins.
People say that we are twins, but I don't think we look alike.
I just think we feel alike. We are both incredibly aggressive energetically. And we sound alike for sure, for sure. Like I've let people hear like voice memos and stuff. And they're like, is that you? No, that's my mom.
Yeah.
I think we're just twin spirits, as you say.
Yeah. Okay. So just one more question. They keep popping into my head. So you being so much of the energy that you are, is that a struggle in having a companion?
Um, yeah. One, because I feel like I'm a woman of extremes. Like, one minute I'm incredibly confident, and next minute I'm curled up on the floor eating ice cream and a chili cheese dog, trying to
At 2:30 in the morning.
um eating ice cream and a chili cheese dog, trying to figure out what I'm doing with my life. But I think the only thing that makes the only
Because
thing
that's true.
it really is like I there is no middle ground, like, at all. I also cannot stand being told what to do. I like it's just like, what are your opinion for? but, but yeah, I do think it can be difficult as far as partnership. I can guarantee you that, I mean, my pictures on Instagram can be a bit of a, oh no, she got her booty meat up there again. But anybody who wants to be with me, anybody I choose and who chooses me, I'm sure knows my heart first and foremost, and knows that I'm not out here itching for attention. There's always something, a much deeper reason behind what it is that I do. But I do think that in partnership, it's important to me that I don't always have to explain my spirit. I don't have to explain why I move the way that I do. I have the ability to be authentically Tangela and have an open space to do that. And I'll be honest and say I haven't always been able to, one, ask for the things that I want and be honest about the things that I want. And so no, partnerships have not worked out for that reason. And I don't blame the person for what I didn't ask for.
Mm.
Or for a standard
Mm.
that I didn't put in place, or a boundary that I didn't put in place. But shit different now. And, I'm, and I'm good. You know.
Oh Lord. Yeah. Yes. Because what did you say? Um, it's a line in the song about being put on punishment.
Um Dang, what is it? Sometimes I like it rough. Put that ass in time out when that ass act up.
Time
Don't
out.
touch. Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Don't sit over there. Thank you, honey. I just, this was a very laid back, candid interview. I just thought it would be great to talk to. I can't acknowledge any other person that I feel is an influencer if I don't acknowledge that I feel like you have the power to influence. And I know that you take that seriously. So I appreciate that in you. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
that
Mom.
in you. I love you. And thank you for time out, for being on my show. I cannot wait to see what happens next.
Same. Love you. Thank you, Mama.
You too, babe. Guys, like I said, that was so low key, but I just wanted to talk to my daughter and just to get her energy out there. And, when you see her name, Tangela, out there and you see music dropping, know that it comes from a good source, good, clean energy, expressing yourself. That's what creative energy does for you. It allows you, again, I'm on that chiseling away the stuff that does not serve you well. Pursue your goals, pursue your dreams, never let them go. As long as you can hope, there is a chance at it happening. Never give up hope, never give up your dreams. Push yourself. Labor ain't easy, but on the other side of labor is an amazing lifetime of experiences. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being in a very intimate part of my life. Anybody that knows me know that my children are my world. They have been since the day they came into this world. So to share her with you and you being welcoming and sharing all the amazing comments means the world to me, guys. I love you, and I will see you again very soon. Peace, love, and keep dreaming. Keep dreaming.